Members of my family. I really love my family. I have my mom and my dad, Dan and Sarah Nelson, two of my favorite people on the planet, as well as my brother, Nolan, who is my best friend for life. And then I also have my biological father. His name is Rock, and my little sister, her name is Rocky. My mom, we are a lot alike in the best way possible. She is who I go to for all of life's questions when I need to figure something out. She's also been the person that has been in my life the longest. At one point, it was just the two of us. And I think from a very young age up to now, she's the person I've just always gone to for anything. In March of 2006, my mom remarried my dad, Dan, who I call Dad. And from the very start, my dad has taken his role as my father very seriously, which was really important to him and to my mom, but especially to me, because I did not necessarily grow up initially with a father figure that was present in my life. I didn't hear from my biological father a lot when I was younger. I couldn't quite understand why a father would not want to have a strong relationship with his daughter. That left little Hannah feeling confused and heartbroken and yearning for the attention and love from this person who very obviously wasn't going to provide that for me because he was going through really hard seasons in his life. When I finally received my diagnosis and when I'd finally started to pursue counseling, I also started transitioning into being a college student. Going to college was a very nerve-wracking thing for me because what I knew about myself at that point was I worried constantly, and I was also away from home for the first time. My family, from a very young age, has always been my safety and my security and my encouragement. So being away from them for the first time, I got very miserable. When I was growing up in grade school, I didn't have a consistent friend group. And part of that was just a result of moving around a lot when I was younger because of the job that my parents have. And so when I got to college, that was really hard because I started to notice that a lot of other people started having a lot of new friends and these communities were being built all across campus. And yet I found myself isolated. And that didn't really help matters that I was really struggling with my classes. I didn't really know what resources to look for. I was away from my parents and I'm not making friends. I let my anxiousness become my identity. And it wasn't until about my junior year of college when I got connected with the theater program and switched my major to dramatic arts. But then I sat down with myself and had to evaluate what I was good at, but more importantly, what I felt called to do. And the only thing I could think of in that moment was arts. And I remember having a conversation with my dad about this, and I told him that I was gonna be a communications major or a music major or something. And he just honestly looked at me and told me that the only thing that I need to do is be exactly who God created me to be. I have seen the way in which God can reveal deep and hidden things and bring them to light. I've seen that through the struggles that my dad went through and how he found redemption in those things. I've seen that in the way that the Lord saw my desire for a father and saw my mother's desire for a father for me and gave me my dad. I've seen that in my adoption, being able to have the same last name as the rest of my family and the joy and sense of belonging that that gave me. I've seen it in the way that I finally stepped out in bravery and got the counseling I needed, and how that resulted in the diagnosis of ADD. I've even seen it in the way that he finally shared with me what my purpose is, that he revealed where I should be, who I should be, and the steps to get there. And from there, things fall into place only in a way that the Lord knows how to do. My sister is a really important part of restoring my relationship with my biological father. I know that he loves me without a doubt. And I know that without a doubt, he wants to be there for me. But I also realize that I have grown up in a different family and a different context than he did, and it's really hard to bridge that gap between his life and his experiences and my life and my experiences. My sister has become that bridge between my dad and I see the redemption in his story through how he's able to fully be present as a father in her life. I mourn that I did not have that with him, but I celebrate that God has given all of us a second chance to see him be the father that I know he can be. God has given me the best dad in the world. And I'm so thankful for him. And I'm thankful for the way that he has cared for my mom. And I'm thankful for the way that he has cared for my brother and given me a brother. I'm thankful for the family that I have and the name that I have through my dad. I have seen the Lord provide so many times in my life that I can't help but to anticipate the next time that he's going to provide. So for me, hope is just knowing that the Lord is going to provide, but not always knowing when that's going to happen. And because of that, trusting God is an everyday practice with no expiration date. Every day, I have to wake up and choose to trust the Lord with every part of who I am, whether that's in the work that I do or the relationships that I have. Hope to me is that He has created me to create. I know that much, and that's enough for me to know that I'm in His hands all the way.